afternoon. You're watching ZTN News Blitz. Let's take a quick look at our top stories. Zimbabwe school's first term ends with concerns over limited learning time. Warring AFM pastors swear not to close ranks. Bulawayo Arts Festival serenades City. And in sport, Chibuku Super Cup Derby as Dynamos play Caps. Schools in Zimbabwe closed today for the 2021 first-term holiday amid concerns that pupils, particularly day scholars, may not have learnt much due to reduced contact time with their teachers. Ideally, a pupil must get an average of 6 learning hours per day face-to-face with their teachers. However, the COVID-19 pandemic has seen pupils attending classes on alternate days as part of measures to decongest schools and contain the spread of the virus among learners. This term, pupils, with the exception of exam classes, had an average of 3 in-contact learning hours with their teachers per day. The recent ban on in-person holiday lessons has sparked concerns among educators who feel pupils may not be able to catch up with syllabi. We spoke to Goodwill Taderera, the acting Secretary General of the Zimbabwe Teachers Association.
Has always been the best panacea as a remedy to learners catching up. The learners will not catch up by whatever means right now as we speak. And we open, very soon we will be talking about the registrations and the learners writing examinations. Like it or not, the only thing and panacea to what this vacation that has been banned will be the extra lessons that will be illegally carried on by the teachers. The extra lessons that the government has refused the teachers to undertake. If at all we are going to see better results.
We also spoke to Raymond Majongwe, Secretary General of the Progressive Teachers Union of Zimbabwe, who shared his views on the matter.
Education is more than planning and teaching. It's about preparation. It's about executing. It's about administration. It's about policy implementation. It's about making sure that the deliverables are achievable, they are done in the correct time, done expertly and expeditiously.
Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education spokesperson Taunga Nandoro says schools should adopt hybrid alternative teaching strategies, including the use of technology to conduct lessons during the holiday for learners to catch up.
The Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education acknowledges that they will it has not sanctioned any vacation or holiday or extra lessons which are face-to-face, but it has encouraged digital and online learning to continue and encourages parents to ensure that their learners they have got connected to the internet and have got data so that they may be able to access teaching and learning on our online platforms. And the teaching and learning, which is face-to-face, is going to resume on the 28th of June 2021, and we expect that our pass rate is going to increase in the year 2021.
Moving on, will the warring apostolic faith mission factions ever close ranks? It does not look that way, as their differences seem to be growing by the day. Recently, the faction led by Aman Madawa won control of the church after the Supreme Court upheld a High Court ruling declaring his legitimacy. Madawa expects the court ruling to end their 4-year tussle. He was battling it out with Kosam Chiangwa to succeed Aspa Madziire. Chiangwa, who was Madzire's deputy, accuses his former boss of amending the church's constitution to allow his favorites to succeed him. However, Madawa believes the court decision will not affect congregants, but pastors who sided with Chiangwa.
Now that they've gone to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has upheld the ruling, the judgment, the High Court judgment, we are saying it won't be possible for us to deal with this matter as two groups. We can only deal with individuals. I'm talking of individual pastors.
Pastor Alex Matimba, who spoke on Chiangwa's behalf, accused Madawa and crew of deviating from the church's doctrines for convenience. For that, he says their roads will never meet.
It was actually instigated by the fact that the other side, mainly the leadership from the other side, decided to reform or to change the laws of the church the fundamental laws of the church, in other words, the constitution of the church, way back in 2017. And the effect of it was going to fundamentally change the doctrines, the beliefs and values of the Apostolic Faith Mission in Zimbabwe. So that's what people began to highlight, the problems and challenges that were going to be encountered as a result of changing, especially the foundational doctrines of the church. So as a result of the contest between the parties that felt that the reform agenda or the amendments of the constitution were not supposed to be far-fetched as much as to overhaul the whole constitution, against those who felt that they needed to reform the church.
Most traffic lights in and around Harare Central Business District are out of order, making it difficult for motorists, with some intersections becoming accident hotspots. Some citizens have, however, taken the initiative to control traffic at these intersections, often getting tokens of appreciation from grateful motorists. Their work often allows smooth flow of traffic, making life easy for most local drivers in the city and a whole lot easier for visitors who may not be used to the traffic jungle on Harare streets. But these individuals now face arrest. Authorities in the capital say their practice is illegal and they should leave it to trained personnel. Harare City Council spokesperson Michael Chideme speaks.
It has already started to do that job. It's a job for trained officers. Those civilians should never be anywhere near traffic controlling. It's not their mandate.
Now, a lot has been said about how councils in Zimbabwe have been struggling to deliver services to residents, but what are the people themselves doing to make sure their communities are clean? Seeing that there is a need to address water, sanitation and hygiene issues in their area, Highfield residents formed a trust which sees them pull together resources to make their community habitable. Taku Jihambakwe visited Highfield to capture some of the work being done by the trust.
Water was now a daily struggle for most people in Harare. The well-off are drilling boreholes, while others rely on either buying or borrowing from well-wishers. In Highfield, one of Zimbabwe's oldest high-density suburbs, water shortages are common. Instead of waiting for help, residents took the initiative. They organized themselves into a group of 200 people who pool resources to provide services for their community. As a result of the initiative, they have drilled 4 boreholes in the neighborhood. Other communities can only follow suit as the city fathers are either incompetent or not willing to provide the much-needed services.
Our vision cuts across the whole waste environment through waste management, whereby we are teaching the community how to handle their waste and how to live a clean and healthy life. We've got exercises initiative whereby we encourage our sisters, our mothers and our brothers to always exercise and be conscious of a healthy lifestyle.
Willow added that this is their way as sons of the community to give back.
This is the community that raised us, and we need to give back to it. We want to plant the seed of giving back to the community. So that's the reason why we are doing all this work.
We also spoke to residents who expressed their gratitude to the trust for its sterling work.
A high-level meeting between officials from Zimbabwe's Ministries of Home Affairs, Foreign Affairs, Health, Industry and Women Affairs and their South African counterparts is taking place in the border town of Beitbridge. The activity is part of the Africa Regional Migration Program to promote safe and dignified migration. International Organization for Migration Head of Governance and Development, Esther Visman, gives us more.
The International Organization for Migration facilitates a migration management cross-border coordination meeting here in Beitbridge today. The meeting is between Zimbabwe and South Africa, and it is part of the Africa Regional Migration Program. The Africa Regional Migration Program is funded by the United States PRM. The main objective of the meeting is to provide a platform for discussion around topics regarding migration that are of mutual concern between Zimbabwe and South Africa. Also, it is to discuss possible solutions regarding migration challenges, particularly in the protection of vulnerable migrants.
Today is the penultimate day of the week-long Bulawayo Arts Festival, which started on Tuesday. It was officially opened by President Emmerson Mnangagwa yesterday. The second edition of the Arts Festival is being held virtually due to COVID-19 containment regulations. We caught up with Harare-based Afrofusion band, The Travelers, who performed at the festival earlier in the week. Their spokesperson, Abel Munongi, says they had an experience of a lifetime in the City of Kings.
Well, this year's it was a lot of fun. We had an experience that we will never forget. The people there, they were lovely. They had a heart full of love. And considering the fact that this is the COVID, we are under lockdown, you know, you won't feel the thing that you are under lockdown. We enjoyed every moment, and the stages, everything, the sound, it was just good.
In news from beyond our borders, South Africa's Health Minister Zweli Kizer has failed to attend a Health Portfolio Committee briefing following legal advice. He was expected to explain his role in the awarding of the Digital Vibes contract. It's been alleged he benefited from this contract, which was awarded to some of his close associates. Committee Chair Dr. Sibongiseni Dlomo told members the minister informed him he'd been legally advised not to attend the briefing. Now, people who have had the Pfizer vaccine have lower antibody levels targeting the coronavirus variant first discovered in India than those against previously circulating strains in the UK. A study by the Francis Crick Institute and the National Institute for Health Research also suggests the level of these antibodies are lower with increasing age and that levels decline over time. Researchers say this could spark fears in some corners that the Pfizer jab is less effective in preventing serious illness from the more transmissible variant now known as COVID Delta. Twitter has finally launched an edit tweet function, though users will have to pay for the privilege as part of the social network's new premium service. People who subscribe to the firm's Twitter Blue offering will be able to activate an undo feature, enabling them to retract and make changes up to 30 seconds after hitting send. The option effectively creates a delay, allowing revisions before the tweet goes live. Up next, sport. In sports news, it's winter, but this is a fixture that heats things up. Bragging rights for the Chibuku Super Cup, Dynamos wants to beat Caps United and Caps wants to silence Dynamos. This Sunday, the two Harare rivals clash at the National Sports Stadium. It might be an empty stadium, but this fixture is expected to be full of intensity. Both sides have warmed up to the derby with some confidence-boosting results. So how will this one go?
Difficult to call because at the end of the day, you don't look at form. If you want to look at form, you think that Dynamos are the better team because of what they've done. They're scoring goals, they're yet to concede in the Chibuku Super Cup. Caps United are having to do it the hard way. They're having to come from behind to draw matches twice and then to win in their last game. Where will it go? I think it will go to the team that wants it the most, the team that will show guts. The Harare Derby is not about skill or tactics. It's about the guys that want it the most. Who wants it the most? Is it Caps United? Is it Dynamos? Difficult to call, so I will just, let's say, the team with the most guts, the team that will be more adventurous, that will play without fear, that will grab the occasion, will carry the day.
Having said this, who will rise to the occasion?
You see, in derbies, new heroes are born, or the usual heroes can also rise to the occasion. Dynamos, they've got new acquisitions, Shadrack Nyawa, who has been impressive, Jean Mutruza, who came on as a second half substitute against the PC. They also have the utility player Godnos Muria, and these youngsters, Luke Musikiri and Bill Antonio. At Cape United, we have the dribbling wizard and the speedy winger, Ishmael Wadi. But like I said, in a derby, you can't predict what's going to come out because it's a fiery match. But I think Dynamos have got a psychological advantage, given that they are the only team, one of the only 4 teams yet to concede in this tournament. Crembon, Highlanders, Chicken Inn are the other teams yet to concede a goal. And they've been scoring also. Dynamos, they scored 4 against the other. They scored 1 against ZPC, and they scored against Renta. So you can see Dynamos, they are getting back to their ruthless best. But against Capes, you can't predict.
Here are the other Chibuku Super Cup fixtures for this weekend. On Saturday, Harare City take on Herentals at the National Sports Stadium at 11 a.m. It's Manika Diamonds versus Black Rhinos at Sakuva in a lunch hour kickoff. In Bulawayo, Chicken Inn play Bulawayo Chiefs to complete the Saturday matches. Sunday's headliner is the Harare Derby at the National Sports Stadium. Yada and ZPC Kariba kick off at 11 a.m. Cranbourne Bullets clash with Tenax at Sakuva, while Highlanders play Bulawayo City at Barberfields. The Zimbabwe A cricket team is chasing 282 to beat South Africa and level the one-day series. A win for the home side will square the 4-match series. Reza Hendricks top scored with 89 for South Africa A, who was sent into bat. The two teams will now play 2 4-day matches starting next week. The OK Grand Challenge is on tomorrow at the Bardo Racecourse behind closed doors. The race, which will feature a new record of 18 horses, will be streamed live on ZTN. And finally, LA Lakers had no answer to Devin Booker as the Phoenix Suns eliminated the NBA defending champions on Thursday. Booker scored 47 points, leading the Suns to their first playoff series win since 2010. The Lakers' loss was also the first time LeBron James has been eliminated in the first round in his 18-year NBA career. The Suns will now meet the Denver Nuggets, who beat the Portland Trail Blazers. That's all we had for you this afternoon. Stay connected with us on our Twitter, ZTN News, Instagram at ZTN, and visit our website, ztn.co.zw. Have a lovely weekend.